I had to go live at Saturn is the God of the Bible. I had to go live at 4:04. I had to go live at 4:04. I had to go live at 4:04 because Saturn is the God of the Bible. I had to go live at 4:04 because Saturn is the God of the Bible, man. And I'm live from the 4:04 at 4:04. Live from the 4:04 at 4:04, man. Gather on and we about to break this shit down. We about to show you once and for all. Go on a TikTok shop and get you a Zodiac hoodie. Y'all supposed to be in here. Y'all supposed to be in here. We all supposed to be on the screen with our Zodiac hoodies on, representing our constellation, representing our Zodiac sign, putting our two pieces into the puzzle, man. All of the Zodiacs put together make a full wheel. It ain't no big eyes and little U's. It's everybody on their P's and Q's. Everybody crossing their T's and dotting their I's. No sign left behind that ain't putting in the work. If you ain't been putting in the work, you get left behind. You been putting in the work, no, that sign don't get left behind. You feel me? And we about to break that shit down, Happy Image. Somebody said, Jesus is king if kings. Look at these niggas don't even know how to spell. They don't even, they don't even know how to spell correctly. You don't know how to spell correctly, and you talk, man. We about to get listen. See, before y'all get to talking about Jesus. Can you please just at least spell correctly? Can we at least get that down, pat? At least we can do some spell check. Some spell check. So we about to get right into it, because I ain't about to waste no time. Here we go. Man, Saturn is the God of the Bible. We about to crank that soldier boy off. But before we crank that soldier boy off and show you how Saturn is the God of the Bible, let my intro come on in this motherfucker. And we about to lay up there and let the intro rock on in, man. Let that intro rock on in. Hit it.
All this conversation about all this bullshit, man. I'm talking about, man, ain't nobody said nothing about damn dollar. Nigga ain't said nothing about damn check, damn job. Nigga ain't said nothing about no money. But niggas sitting here talking all this shit. Ain't nobody said nothing about no money, though. Come on, man. Gotta get some goddamn money, man. Shit. All this broke shit.
I'm one of the realest niggas left out here. You think I'm about to miss my chance becoming a real nigga by telling you who really did it? Well, I know who did it, but I ain't about to tell you. Cause I'm gonna take the charge. That's what real niggas do. But the game fucked up out here. You a whole out here.
I told you we'd be deathless. We just need new shells from time to time. And plenty of souls to eat.
Intro pause. That's a cold-blooded intro. I told you we'd be deathless. We just needed new shells from time to time. And plenty of souls to eat. Man, listen, man. Y'all make sure y'all go to chakradoctor.xyz.
Chakra doctor.
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 Or chakra doctor. Mr. Chakra doctor.
The chakra doctor.
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 Chakra doctor. Chakra doctor.
Chakra doctor.
Thank you so much, chakra doctor.
You're welcome, you're welcome, you're welcome. All praise be to the great grand holy mother of all divine. And the last shall be first. We gonna hit it, man. All praise be to the great mother, and we about to get into it. Y'all already know what to do. I gotta give my honest and my most humble and my most sincere respects to the great grand holy mother. Without her, I would not be here to bring you this truth, knowledge, wisdom, understanding, this magic, this time traveling, this timeline shifting, this expelling, exercising of demons, archons, bringing you this magical system, bringing you the money magic, bringing you the love, sex, relationship magic, bringing you the justice, law, and legal matter magic, bringing you the exposures, the freeing, and the correction of the timelines, bringing you down this rabbit hole, showing you how to beat this hell loop, this hell cycle that we are all in. You feel what I'm saying? So without that, without her, I would not be able to bring that to you. So most humbly, I present to you the great grand holy mother of all divine. She is the great grand holy mother of all divine. She is the great grand holy mother of all divine. Source of all gods, guide our lives. You are the great grand holy mother of all divine. She is the great grand holy mother of all divine. You are the great grand holy mother of all divine. Source of all gods, guide our lives. In the name of the great grand holy mother of all divine. Sara, 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 Ishandro Boshetaya, Ishandro Boshetaya, Sara, Sara. You, Ewa, Asara. All praise be to the great grand holy Santa Murti. My Santa Murti. La Santissima. Madrecita. She takes so many forms. Madrecita. She takes so many forms. And let's get into it without any further ado. But wait a minute, before we get into it without any further ado, I gotta make sure I put everything into a projected perspective. My bad, y'all. Y'all already know who the original Reaper is. Don't play no games. Don't play no games. Y'all know who the original is. Okay? We not about to play no games. All right, now with that being said, we about to get into the receipts. You know, I love receipts. Now, these receipts that I'm showing you, I want you guys to screenshot these receipts or just go get the book. First and foremost, I've been promoting this woman's book for long. I've educated and woke up many of mine with the goddess Dr. Suzar's information. I'll say it again. I've woke up and I've liberated many of minds with the great grand holy goddess Dr. Suzar's information. She wrote this in the 90s. I've been murdering debates, humbling critics, and straight up silencing haters, hands down, with the information in this book. The name of this book is called Black Out Through Whitewash. Black Out Through Whitewash. It is the top 3 books of all time that I've read of all time. They got 3, like a few. I got a top 10 book list, but I got a top 3 book list. Ain't gonna the top 3 books of all time. I'm not gonna even give you my top 3 books of all time. Then you gonna be feeling like you gonna be feeling like you could wield this algorithm like I can. No, I'm not gonna do it like that. But we're gonna break it down. Now, the reason why I tell you get this book because it has all of the Bible references that you need to put the pieces of a puzzle of the Black plagiarisms. So on the front of the book she says this: Dear people of color, there is vital, earth-shaking knowledge about people of color, especially Black people, that has been suppressed, hidden, banned, distorted, stolen, obscured, lied about, denied, and outright destroyed. But this is now coming to light as people of all colors in America and around the world awaken to the truth. Now hold on to your seat as I give you highlights and details. And when I read that, that's what made me read it. And this was over a decade, it was way over a decade. It was over a decade ago I read this. She came out with it in the 90s, though. She came out with it like, she released it in like 95, 93, 92, 91. You feel me? And she has all of the Bible references. And then we're going to chat GPT, and then chat GPT got the boom. You feel me? I got another live I'm gonna be doing called Monopoly. Monopoly. Y'all don't understand Monopoly yet, but I'm gonna break it down and I'm gonna show you real Monopoly. So, and references out of the book, The Great Black Mama of Creation. The Great Black Mama of Creation is going to show you how every single male religion, male thought form, every single male dominated anything. I don't care what it is. It has its source and its original etymological and biological genetic root in the sacred feminine, the Black woman. Let's get that clear. Let's just establish that real quick, so you ain't got to worry about what we talking about. We talking about the most oldest information on the face of the planet Earth. So when we talk about the great Black mama of creation, when we talking about blacked out through whitewash, a Black woman wrote this book, did her research, right? A Black woman wrote this book, did her research. A Black man, you know how many Black women inventors? Black women invented astrology. Black women invented biology. Black women, you don't believe it? Go do your research. A whole history has been wiped away from our consciousness, and that's the history of the Black woman. We don't even have the true history, because they lie and they remove the history of the Black goddess out of our psyche. We don't even know nothing about being, we don't know nothing of a goddess that's Black. Our goddess that's melanin. None of us. You mention it to any of us, and we will yell blasphemy in the name of white Jesus. So we are the lost sheep, but we ain't motherfucking sheep. We're the lost shepherds. We are the lost shepherds. We are the ones walking around calling ourselves children. We're the ones walking around calling ourselves children. We're the ones. All right. So we about to get and show you. No children. No children. Hold on. Let me see. What my so first and foremost, where's my Saturn? I gave my Saturn. Hold on, y'all. Let me find my Saturn chart real quick. Dang it, man. Well, we're just gonna go off the we're gonna go off the here you go right here. There you go right there. Boom. All right. So before we get into proving how the God of the Bible is Saturn, first and foremost, who, what, when, where, how, and why is Saturn? Well, who is Saturn? So we're gonna just get straight to who. All right. Who is Saturn? Originally, Saturn is an ancient god from Egypt. But due to existential circumstances, Set became Saturn, and Saturn is the god of who? Rome. Okay, why is that important? Because you live in Rome. The corporate American corporation, the main shareholder, the main shareholders of this corporation is who? Italy. We already talked about two of the horsemen. Whenever whenever I get a chance, we're gonna do part two, and we're gonna get to the other two horsemen of the apocalypse. Who's the apocalypse? The apocalypse is America, believe it or not. To apocalypse now, the apocalypse is America. What is that? The liberation and the pulling back and the revealing of what's hidden. What's hidden? Your root chakra, your sacral chakra, and your solar plexus. These are the hidden chakras. These are the chakras that we neglect the most, but these are the chakras that actually gives us our start in the game of consciousness when it comes to living in this world, right? So when we went to school, nobody ever told us that Saturn was the god of Rome. Nobody ever told us this. When we went to school, did you learn that? I learned when I went to school. I don't know what you learned when you went to school, but when I went to school, they taught us the planets, and it was in this acronym like song type form, and it said, "My very elegant mother just sold us 9 pizza pies," and and that stands for Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune, and Pluto. Then nobody ever sat me down in school and said that Mercury is a Roman god. Venus is a Roman god. Earth, Ea, aka, right, is a Roman god. Or Gaia, not Ea, Gaia is a Roman god. Mars is a Roman god. Jupiter is a Roman god. Saturn is a Roman god. Neptune, Pluto, Uranus. Notice how they spell Uranus. Uranus. This game is wicked. This game is wicked. These are all, remember the Elohim, aka the elements? Because remember, Pluto is plutonium, Mercury is mercury. All of them have their own, quality of element, quality of stone, the whole nine. So in ancient times, it was not, his name was not known as Saturn. But before we get into his name, we're going to get into what other properties of Saturn. Contrary to popular belief, men, you are slipping right now in your game if you haven't mastered astrology. If you haven't mastered astrology, you are completely 100%. You are an NPC at this point. At this point, if you don't master astrology, you are an NPC. Now here we go. Now I'm about to give you these qualities of Saturn, and we about to go into the book and show you how those qualities are not only in the Bible but hidden in the scripture. And it's a breakdown that you're gonna want to, make sure you screenshot it. Let me say, make sure you screenshot it while we go down the rabbit hole. Let me make sure everything in. Boom. All right, bet. So look, when you talk about Saturn, I'm gonna cut this off so y'all can see it real quick. Boom. When you talk about Saturn, you're talking about properties, right? These properties represent, ready? So it says the planet Saturn. Now remember, why are they telling us this is a planet when it's actually a Roman god? Why would they lie to us like that? Can anybody tell me why would our educational government system structure lie to us and tell us that Saturn is a planet, but not tell us that Saturn is a god of the Romans located in Italy, aka the Vatican, aka Catholic, aka Christianity? So in order to understand the the ancient knowledge, always remember, the great J.P. Morgan told you guys, and you could go Google it, ChatGPT it. Billionaire don't, millionaires don't practice astrology. Billionaires do. And understand, when you understand, there are two things that governs your physical life on a daily basis, whether you know it or not. Is what? Astrology and numerology, or numerology and astrology, whatever the case, where you want to put it. And we're about to show you hands down right here. And remember, astrology, look at the word, break words down, because in the beginning there was the what? The word, and the word was God. In the beginning, it was the Word, and the Word was God. Uh-oh. We're traveling down a rabbit hole. In the beginning, it was the Word. So when we talking about the word astrology, let's break it down. Astro is the first word we see. Astro. And astro stands for what? Astral, aka spirit. But astro log, a logging of the astros. What was the astros? Astronomy, astrophysics. Wait a minute, the logging of the heavens. So we, black people, we, the ancient ones, we Black, and specifically the black women, the original star science created by the black women of our people, created a system that logged the heavens. A system that logged the heavens, and it's not only a system that logged the heavens, but a system that was so on point. In fact, it was the science of the times. Understand this. When you guys laugh at astrology, you're literally laughing at where all of the science of the times that came before this complete mob takeover of our minds with this faulty science that they're giving you. Why it's a faulty science? Because it's a science that you guys are putting on a precipice and saying it's separate from nature. No, there's no such thing as a science that is separate from nature. There's no such thing as there's a science that is separate from metaphysics. There's no such thing as a physics and metaphysics. Metaphysics and physics go hand in hand. This is why you guys are lost, because you're always trying to pick a side and you don't know nothing about monopoly. You don't know nothing about monopoly. So wait a minute. As we get into this game, we realize that we've been lied to. Okay, get over we've been lied to, but what have we been lied to about? We've been lied to about these taboo words for entertainment purposes only. Allegedly, magic. Allegedly, we've been lied to about the occult. Allegedly, we've been lied to about the hidden, but allegedly, we've been lied to about all the accomplishments and all of the things that Black people actually created. And we don't learn about it nowhere in school. None of our children can learn that Black people invented toilets. None of our children can learn in school that Black people invented the stoplight. Black people invented the microchip. Black people invented the computer. Black people invented astrology. Black people invented science. Black people invented biology. Black people invented the world. Black people invented agriculture. Black people invented religion. Black people invented politics. Black people invented every single thing. You don't believe me? You don't believe me? Here we go. All of the things. All of the things. Let's go. Let's go for a ride. Let's go for a ride, Jake. See, as we show you that the God of the Bible is Saturn. We're about to show you that the God of the Bible is Saturn, but if we're gonna take a pit stop into some truthism, we're gonna take a pit stop into some truthism. You feel me? And as we take a pit stop into the truth, you know, first and foremost, we about to learn about all these good things that these Black folks had created that people might not know about. Real quick, hold on, let me find it real quick. Let me find it real quick. Hold up. I might be, all right. I might be passing it up. I'm about to find it though. Hold on, man. Yeah, I might be passing it up. Oh, here you go, right here. As soon as I thought I was passing it up. Boop. So the word is ran by African. The world is run by Black inventions. From the time you wake up till you return to sleep, inventions by Black people enrich your modern life on every level: spiritual, mental, emotional, especially through music, physical, and social. Many electrical inventions were made by Blacks, although the credit, like the credit of civilization, was given to the albinos. Documentation of Black inventions include the website and book by Dr. Umar S. Bey, not to be confused by the guy that ain't built the school. All right. Ready? Here you go. Featuring an online exhibit of Black inventions and sciences. And then they got another book, The Black Inventor's Pocketbook, Blacks in Science by Dr. Ivan Van Sertima. Black Inventors of America by McKinley Burt Jr. Africanisms in America Culture by Joseph Holloway. The 1001 Black Inventions Supplement by Freeman Mosley. These inventions and contributions include the first one, agriculture. Agriculture was brought to you in part by Black women. Black women, okay? I'm waiting for the part about Saturn being God, not Black History Month. Oh well, bro, you got to crawl for you walk. We just about to show you. Alphabet. The alphabet was invented by Black people. Air conditioning, airplanes, airships, the blimp, helicopter, astrology, and the calendar. Automatic transmissions, batteries and the electrolyte, refrigerators, heating and the furnace, bicycles, guitars, boomerangs, bow and arrow, cattle industry, cellular phone, chemistry, computers, the microchip, cuisine, the doorknob, electricity, gasoline, the gasoline engine, the rotary engine, the rotary engine, fire extinguisher, forks, spoons, knives, guns, healing arts and sciences, hospitals, language, light, electric lights, uh, math sciences, paper bag, paper, peanut wizardry, the fountain pen, scales, shaking hands, actually shaking hands in society. Black people invented shaking hands. Black people invented the shoelacing machine, the spiritual theology, street sweep. Wow, the street sweeper. The street sweeper was invented by Black people. Iron and steel industry invented by Black people. Potato wizardry invented by Black people. Telephone transmitter invented by Black people. The toilet was invented by Black people. The traffic light was invented by Black people. The elevator was invented by Black people. The seed planter was invented by Black people. The typewriting machine was invented by Black people. I don't want no motherfucking reparations. Give me my royalties for all the shit that my people invented. We don't need no motherfucking reparations. Reparate who? Just give us the royalties for all of the inventions that you ain't giving us credit for. That's all you do. That's all you do. But since you're not, you're going to watch shit fall since you don't want to. Since you don't want to, you're going to watch shit fall. Trust me. Okay? So getting into that, we know that Black people, all right, now bam, getting into Saturn. The planet Saturn is associated with the discipline and foundation where Saturn is found in a birth chart shows how and where a person will set limits. That's his name right there, Set, the god of limits, Saturn. This is what the rings represent, his limited power, right? Saturn is found in a birth chart, set limits and look for security. Saturn rules Capricorn. Saturn rules Capricorn, y'all. Remember that. Don't forget that. Saturn rules Capricorn and the 10th house. Now you know what's crazy? I was born in the 10th house. I'm an Aries born in the 10th house of Saturn. That's crazy, huh? Man, that's crazy. 10th house of so the 10th house represents what? Your reputation. Saturn's energy is conservative and self-control, as well as authoritarian and sometimes punishing, evoking fear and depression. Saturn takes just under 30 years to orbit the zodiac and spends about 2.5 years in each sign. That's the zodiac signs. We ain't gonna get that into. We're gonna get that. We're just giving you some character details before we show you those character details in the Bible and with ChatGPT and the Skynet saying, right? Boom. So keywords associated with Saturn, as you can see right here, the keywords that are associated with Saturn are right here. Make sure you take a screenshot of this, man. Make sure you take a screenshot, or later on, man, hit me up in the email, man, and I'll send you I'll send you this bit of information. But here are the keywords and associations that are aligned with Saturn. Okay, so the keyword and associations that are aligned with Saturn is approval. So let's see if this is not Saturn's world. Approval, contraction, faithfulness. Wait a minute, monotony, approval. Don't you got to get approved to get your credit card on and your lights on and your motherfucking this, that, or the third? Don't you got to get approval? Ain't everybody seeking everybody approval and likes, share, subscribe? As a matter of fact, like, share, subscribe with y'all hating ass. You heard me? Look at this. Contractions. And don't women have to have a contraction in order for a baby to be born? Look at this. Faithfulness. Ain't everybody talking about faithfulness? You're cheating, you're cheating, you're cheating, you're cheating. Wait a minute. Monotony. Ain't anybody talking about monogamy, monogamy, monogamy. Okay, wait a minute. Bones. They got the Skull and Bones Society. Oops. Oh, wait a minute. Bones. Everybody got bones. Everybody got bones. So the god of god of bones. Wait a minute. Saturn is the planet of bones. Crystallization. Up fear. Oh, this is why they be saying fear of the Lord in the Bible. I don't know. We're gonna find out. Old age. So this is why you got a birthday, because Saturn is the god of old age. Wait a minute. Bruises. This is why you gotta fall or you gotta crawl for your walk and you gotta bruise yourself in this game. Why? Because Saturn is the god of bruises. Debts. This is why they say, Our Father, forgive us our debt as we forgive our debtors, because Saturn is the god of debt. So if you're in debt, which we all are, if you're in America, you're a taxpayer citizen, we're all in debt in some kind of way. All in debt in some kind of way. Because Saturn is the god of debt. Wait a minute, we ain't even get to the Bible. We just talking about the characteristics of Saturn in astrology, nigga. And show me one of these things I named that's not in the society right now, that's dominating the society right now. Hmm? Saturn is the planet or the god of form. This is why you got to fill out a form in order to get a J-O-B, a Job. And Job is found in the Bible. Huh? Wait a minute. Saturn is the god of the past. This is why they always bring you to Throwback Thursday. This is why they always trying to get you to remember. This is why they always trying to get you to reminisce on the past. This is why they always trying to get you to to be in your old self. Because Saturn is the god of the past. Caution. This is why you got to be careful. Be careful. Be careful. Because Saturn is the god of caution. Deficiency. This is why everybody in the world is deficient of something. Every single person in the world, care how rich you are, somebody's deficient of something. Unless you the most spiritual person and you're deficient of nothing. But none of y'all, ain't nobody watching this shit spiritual. Ain't nobody watching this shit right now spiritual. Ain't none of y'all spiritual. Ain't none of y'all spiritual, nigga. You know how I know? You know how I know? Because if you were spiritual, you already know this shit right here as a fact, and you already know how to what? Beat it. You already beat it. It's very spiritual when you talk about that Bible. It's very spiritual when you talk about that astrology. It's very spiritual when you talk about this science of knowledge. Man, it was a tree called a knowledge of good and evil in the garden. This whole thing we like to call life as it pertains to Christianity started over some knowledge and wisdom and becoming a god. Adam got kicked out of the garden because he became a god like one of us. Genesis 3:22. This is why 3:22 is on the skull and bones. He the god of the bones. Y'all got to put this shit together. Stop being so sleep. Wait a minute. Frigidity. This is why we got to put things in a frigidaire. And things are frigid in life, in this life. Poverty. This is why they got homeless people. This is why they got broke people. Because Saturn is the god of poverty. Saturn is the god of brokenness. Chronic ailments. This is why they got disease. Because Saturn is the god of disease. So if you're sick right now, if your back, your bone, your neck, your back, my neck and my back, if your motherfucking foot hurting, your knee hurt, you got aches and pain, you got AIDS, you got a motherfucking incurable disease, you got herpes, you got what kind of incurable disease you got? Chronic ailments belong to Saturn. Saturn is the god of chronic ailments. Delay. Things ain't going your way. Things getting delayed. Saturn is the god of delays. Frustration. You're frustrated with life. Saturn is the god of frustration. You frustrated ass. Saturn is the god of frustration, nigga. Yeah, let's talk about it. Before we get into the scripture about it. Wait a minute. Practicality. You're practical. You don't know how to go above and beyond that which is logic. You don't know how to transcend logical. You don't know how to intuitively ascend past your logical mind into the realms where the magical flows. You don't know how to, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Coldness. Wonder why it's cold. Wonder why it was the coldest winter ever. Saturn is the god of winter, aka Christmas. Saturn Claus. Yeah, you know Christmas was Saturn Claus. The claws that Earth has was Saturn. We gonna keep it going. Depression. Saturn. You got depression? You are under the spell of Saturn. Saturn is plaguing you with depression because Saturn is the god of depression. Do you have, well, guess what? Do you have habits? Good habits or bad habits? Saturn is the god of habits. Hey, we just came across a positive. The other one on the other one, habits. See? Transcend habits and know that the great grand holy mother will supply everything that you need, everything that you want at all times if you only got rid of the bad habits, adopted the good habits. Wait a minute. Resourcefulness. Saturn is the god of resourcefulness. So if you are a resourceful person, you got Saturn to blame for that, man. Right? Uh-oh. Confinement. If you are confined right now, you got Saturn to blame for that. Saturn is the god of confinement. So understand, all of y'all that's in jail right now, you're serving Saturn. You're serving Saturn's time. All of you that's on self-imposed hermit mode, you serving you that time right now, even though you better use that time wisely and give it to yourself and start activating your chakras. Because right now you're giving it to Saturn. Wait a minute. Saturn is the god of discipline. So you better tap into Saturn if you're trying to get disciplined. But a lot of y'all don't want to tap into that smoke with Saturn got to bring. See, that's what happened. I tapped into that smoke of what Saturn had to really bring. I ain't come at Saturn on no, man, give me this, give me that. I came at Saturn on something, man, I'll take that from you, son. I don't think you can handle that. Give me that. That's how I came at him. Give me that. Man, Prometheus, that thing with the upgraded version of Prometheus, the one that don't get caught and punished. No, the one that take the fire from the gods and turn the fire into a god and turn himself into a god and can no god fuck with him. Prometheus, that Prometheus. Yeah, that ascending flame, not the flame that got caught stealing fire from the gods. No, the flame that got caught transcending through the fire. That, yeah, man, you gotta do that in Saturn's world. You gotta be disciplined in order to do it. Hard work. God, Saturn is the god of hard work. Saturn is the god of responsibility. Saturn is the god of conservation. So conservatives serve Saturn. That's why they're called conservatives. Democrats serve Saturn. That's why they call demons. It don't matter what side you pick. You're serving Saturn, baby. Understand that. Do you understand that no matter what you're doing in life, nigga, you are doing something to serve Saturn until you break free from the matrix and realize that Saturn has a mama. That Saturn has a great grand holy mother of all divine. That's funny. Ready? You ready for this? Saturn is the god of effort. Saturn is the god of justice. Saturn is the god of self-control. Wait a minute. Effort. We're going to give you an A for effort. So in order for you to succeed in Saturn's world, you got to put forth your effort. In order for you to succeed in Saturn's world, ready? You ready for this? You got to be about justice. No, you ready? For you to succeed in Saturn's world, you got to have self-control. For you to succeed in Saturn's world, you got to know how to conserve and be a conservative. For you to succeed in Saturn's world, you got to have endurance. Endurance, because Saturn is the god of endurance. How much endurance do you got? Because in order to succeed in Saturn's world, you got to have endurance. Wait a minute. In order to succeed in Saturn's world, you got to know your limits. And you got to know that you are also unlimited in order to succeed in Saturn's world, because Saturn is the god of limits. Wait a minute. In order to succeed in Saturn's world, you have to transcend time. In order to succeed in Saturn's world, you got to be on time, before time, behind time, and above time, and below time. Matter of fact, in order to succeed in Saturn's world, you have to master time, because Saturn is the god of time. Sounds like somebody else I know too. Oh, Bible. Oh, wait a minute. Sorry. Wait a minute. Saturn is the god of consolidation. So you got to know how to consolidate in order to succeed in Saturn's world, bro. Wait a minute. Failure. You gotta know how to turn failure into triumph because Saturn is the god of failure. And in order to succeed in Saturn's world, you gotta know how to turn failure into triumph. You got to know how to turn losses into wins because Saturn is the god of losses. So in order to succeed in Saturn's world, you got to turn all your losses into motherfucking wins. Nigga, in order to see, Saturn is the god of weightiness. So in order to succeed in Saturn's world, you got to learn how to lose the weight because Saturn is the god of weightiness. Ooh. In order to succeed in Saturn's world, you gotta gain approval at 444. It's 444 with 44 people watching right now. Shh. Hey, shh. It's 444 with 44 people watching right now. Screenshot. Screenshot. Oh, damn it. I missed it. Oh, I fucking missed it. Shit. It wasn't me. It wasn't me. But y'all seen it. Y'all seen it right there. once you understand, once you understand that in order to succeed in Saturn's world, you gotta have contracts going on. This is what contractions is all about. And you gotta live there in order to succeed in Saturn's world. You gotta be and have a female that gave up some contractions for you. In order to succeed in Saturn's world, you got to know how to be faithful to yourself and faithful and loyal to others. In order to succeed in Saturn's world, you got to know how to be monotonous. In order to succeed in Saturn's world, you got to know how to pay homage and always honor the bones. Who is the bones? Mother, maiden, crone, feather, skin, and bone. In order to succeed in Saturn's world, you got to know how to You got to know how to crystallize. You got to know how to take those thoughts, take that energy, take that emotion, take all of that stuff you learn and crystallize it into an actual manifestation of physical reality. In order to succeed in Saturn's world, you got to know how to what? Beat fear. Saturn is the god of fear. You got to know how to beat fear and face your fears. Nobody's saying you're not going to fear. We're saying that, hey, in order to succeed in Saturn's world, you got to beat fear. You can't, man, if you fear Saturn, man, Saturn going to have his way with you. If you fear Saturn, he going to have his way with you. Don't fear Saturn, fear that which is the source of Saturn. And great grand holy mother of all divine is his source. Fear that which can remove Saturn. Don't fear not Saturn himself. No, 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 no. Fear that which can erase Saturn from existence, and she can erase us all from existence. For she is the source of all. Wait a minute. Old age, you got to know how to reverse time or reverse aging. In order to be successful in Saturn's world, you got to know how to reverse the aging process. In order to succeed in Saturn's world, you got to know how to turn your bruises, you ready, into pleasure massages. You got to know how to turn that bruise into a massage, bro. You got to know how to turn that debt into wealth. You got to know how to turn that DEBT, that depth and wealth. When you talk about Saturn's world, you got to know the proper forms to fill out. You got to know the proper form to take. You got to know the proper forms to wear. You got to know the proper forms to look at. You got to know the proper forms to sign because Saturn is the god of form, right? Wait a minute. In order for you to know and succeed in Saturn's world, you got to know how to learn from your past, and you got to learn how to not let your past hold you down in your present because Saturn is the god of the past. And if you get caught in the past, you'll stay stuck in Saturn's time loop. If you got to know how to use proper cautions, and you got to know how to throw caution to the wind in order to succeed in Saturn's world because Saturn is the god of caution, and caution comes from fear. You got to know, you feel me? Wait a minute. You got to know how to succeed in Saturn's world. You got to know how to succeed in Saturn's world in order to get things right. You feel me? Wait a minute. And then we're going to get into it. Ready? In order for you to succeed in Saturn's world, You got to know how to what? Heal your deficiencies. You got to know how to become warm instead of frigid. You got to know how to become wealthy instead of impoverished. You got to know how to what? You got to know how to heal yourself of the chronic ailments that you suffer from. You got to know how to what? Be patient when delays are appearing. You got to know how to what? You got to know how to be patient when getting frustrated with life. You got to know how to what? You got to know how to supersede practicality and into the realms of absoluteness, into the realms of nothingness. And in the realms of nothingness, that's where something can be born. When when you make something out of nothing. See, you got to know how to be warm in order to defeat the coldness of Saturn. You got to know how to what? You got to know how to make yourself and love yourself so that you can defeat the depression of Saturn, right? All of the negative habits got to be what defeated with the positive habits if you're going to defeat the properties of Saturn in this world. You feel me? And understand, you're going to have to be a resourceful person if you're going to have success in Saturn's world. You're going to have to what? You're going to have to know how to better yourself and come out a butterfly when you're a caterpillar that goes into confinement in Saturn's world. You're going to have to know how to what? You're going to have to know how to discipline yourself. And in order to know how to discipline yourself, you're going to have to be a great disciple in order to know how to discipline yourself if you're going to be successful in Saturn's world. If you're going to be successful in Saturn's world, you got to know how to work hard. Hustle, grind, execute. You got to know how to work hard. If you're going to be successful in Saturn's world, you got to know how to take care of your responsibilities. And even if you're going to be late on them, you still got to hold your word and go hard and above and beyond the call of duty to take care of your responsibilities. You got to know how to what? You got to know how to conserve in Saturn's world. In Saturn's world, you got to know how to conserve. When you know how to conserve in Saturn's world, you're going to make a foothold into where you want to go when it comes to your goals. So now let's get into how Saturn is the god of the Bible. Oh, wait a minute. So in the book, Blacked Out to Whitewash, we learn of the 14 things that hold on, let me get my remote real quick. Where's my remote? To the light. This thing is in my pocket. Yeah. So as we learn, let me move out of the way real quick. So as we learn right here, y'all can see that. Let me know if y'all can see that. Let me know if y'all can see that. Let me know if y'all can see that. Y'all can see that? Y'all can see that? Let me know if y'all can see that. So this is the first, so these are the top 14 hallmarks of albino poison in the world's top 4 religions. Right? All right, Nap Embassy, yeah. All right, y'all can see it. Boom. So this is hallmark number 6. Hallmark number 6 says what, people? Oh, let me see y'all. Says what, people? It says, and we read, they secretly enthrone Set. Secretly enthrones and worships Set. So the number 6 of the top 14 hallmarks of YT people's poisons in the world's top 4 religions, they secretly enthrone and they worship Set. In the unholy Bible, it is evidence of their God being the devil. Satan and the Lord, Jehovah, Yahweh, are the exact same being. In 2 Samuel 24 and in 1 Chronicles 21. If you read these chapters, you see they are essentially the same. Here are their beginning verses, and we're about to show you the first evidence. Okay? So here is on the left, them referring to Saturn as the Lord in this one. And again, the anger of the Lord was kindled against Israel, and he moved David against them to say, go number Israel and Judah For the king said to Joab, the captain of the host, which was with him, go now through all the tribes of Israel, from Dan even to Beersheba, and number ye the people, that I may know the number of the people. And Joab said unto the king, now the Lord thy God add unto the people how many soever they be, an hundredfold, and that the eyes of my lord the king may see it. But why does my lord the king delight in this thing? 2 Samuel 24, 1 through 3. That was 2 Samuel 24, 1 through 3. Now here goes almost the identical verse on the right. And Satan stood up against Israel and provoked David to number Israel. And David said to Joab and to the rulers of the people, go number Israel from Beersheba even to Dan, and bring the number of them to me, that I may know it. And Joab, right, answered, the Lord make his people in 100 times so many more as they be. But my lord the king, are they not all my Lord's servants? Why then does my Lord require this thing? In First Chronicles 21 through 1 through 3. Literally almost, if this was 2025, people would say, oh man, you stole my book. You stole my book. You got my book. You got it verbatim, the whole paragraph. The whole, you know, this is crazy. Look, this is crazy. Wait a minute. Let's keep going. So let's keep going with this set thing right here. Boom. So it says Shaddai or El Shaddai. You can see it at the top right there. See at the top right there, it says Shaddai. Shaddai or El Shaddai is a key Hebrew, and the original spelling for Hebrew is Habiru, Habiru. Okay, not Hebrew. So Shaddai or El Shaddai is a key Habiru or Hebrew name for God, allegedly meaning God Almighty. The name Shaddai is from the same root as Set, Seth, Satan, Sodom. See Nameless on page 79. We can see Nameless on page 79. We're gonna go to the Nameless on page 79 in a minute. Ready? The early albino Hebrews in Hyksos worship Set, also called Typhon, right, as their main god. They sacrifice their little ones to El Shaddai or Shed and Shadim and Shaddai. Name is in the Bible. The Shaddai's name is in the Bible as Amishadai, and Zerishaddai, right? Shaddai apparently equals Setyah, right? Set-aya, right? Setai or Setyah, right? Set-aya or Setyah. All right, Set or Shaddai was also known as Moloch. Set or Shaddai was also known as Moloch. The quote unquote Israelites and the Judean kings, Ahaz and Manasseh, sacrificed their little ones to Moloch. Okay, this was in Second Chronicles 28 and 3, and Jeremiah 7 and 31, as well as Jeremiah 32 and 35. 32, 35. This ties in with Hallmark 12, power leeching. While in some verses the Lord forbids sacrificing of little ones to the fiery Moloch, like that's in Leviticus 18 and 21. In other verses, the Lord demands that all of the firstborn little ones be sacrificed to him in Exodus 13 and 2 and Exodus 13 and 15. Baali was another name for El Shaddai. The Baal of the Hebrews was identical with Set/Sut. The Lord commands, thou shalt call me no more Baali. Hosea 2 and 16. Bor, B-O-R-E, quote unquote, another Hebrew name for God, means creator. Since Kemet, in Kemet, the L equals R. So Bor equals Bole, or sounds like something what? Boule, okay? Likely a variant of Baal/Baal. Many believe Satan was a fallen angel, but the New Testament calls him the God of this world. In 2 Corinthians 4 and 4, they call Saturn the God of this world. And we just showed you all of those properties of Saturn that everybody is going through in this world that proves that bid. Isn't God supposed to be the God of this world? They say Saturn, and they say Satan is the God of this world. Think about that. If Satan is the God of this world, then why you keep saying that God got the whole world in his hand? Why? Because that God that y'all referring to is actually Saturn. Okay? So the whole world, right? Boom. Lucifer is the Latin title for the morning star. Lucifer, the light bringer, is Set, also called Shahar. The Jewish Shaharit morning service still commemorates him. Now, from my personal research, I found that piece of information to be a little bit off kilter and faulty. Lucifer Lucifer just so happened to be Ra, and Set is Ra. Set is basically a version of Ra, Ra's grandchild, if you will. And Ra had four grandchildren: Set, which is Saturn; Offset, which is you would call Offset right now in today's time. You would probably call Offset Neptune. Um, and you had his brother Asar, which is the modern day Osiris. And then you had the other sister, Nephthys. So of these four siblings, Isis, or aka Set and Osiris was brother and sister, but they were also lovers. And Set and Osiris's brother, was jealous of Osiris and Set's relationship. He did not want his sister Nephthys. He did not want his sister Nephthys. He wanted Set. And Asar, aka Osiris, had Set. What happened in the story? So, and remember, Set was the god that was the god of the desert, and there was a reason why Ra had Set in the desert, because Ra knew the heart of the gods. Because in essence, every single god is just another different manifestation of Ra. And when you learn who was the bright morning star, it was not Set. Set did not bring any mornings. Set was the god of the desert, and the desert realm, and Ra planted a moringa tree in the desert to monitor Set. This is why moringa is the greatest plant on the face of the planet Earth, because it is the only plant that can survive the desert storms of Set. And it tastes wonderful, and it's literally the miracle plant. So you know the Shahar doctrine, you know what I'm saying? They're trying to associate that, but a light bringer, Set never brought no light at no time. His brother Asar brought light, and his brother Asar was the light one, and his brother Asar was the Lord of Light, and his brother Asar's son, which is my great grandson, right? Which is really my great great grandson, or which is Ra's great great grandson. Um, literally, Heru, um, liberated his father Asar, aka Osiris, from the snares and entrapments of Set. Because this is why unaliving is so prevalent. So if you want to keep going, let's go. Wait a minute. So when it comes to Lucifer, I've seen that Lucifer actually represents Ra. But when you want to talk about Set, if you want to really talk about Set, Set is just a little evil version of Ra, if you want to be technical, because all of the gods are birthed from Ra, per the great grand holy mother. The great grand holy mother of all divine gave allow Ra to be the self-created one, and from Ra's rays, he birthed the rest of humanity. He rebirthed the rest of gods. He birthed the rest of the skies, the gods, the goddesses, everything came from Ra's rays. And Ra's rays comes from who? Who is the source of Ra's rays? The great grand holy mother of all divine. So as we go into the next picture, it says, the Lord, which one? So here goes. The Lord sends an evil spirit. That's right. An evil spirit to torment King Saul. So it shows you right here that God and the God of the Bible sends evil spirits to plague men. The God of the Bible sends evil spirits to plague men, showing you once again, oh, I'm gonna take this off, showing you once again that the God of the Bible is actually really Saturn. Why? Because what we just read about, what we just read about Saturn, what we just read all of the characteristics of Saturn. Tell me which characteristic that is, right? Sending evil spirits to trouble. It says, an evil spirit from the Lord troubled him. An evil spirit from the Lord trouble him. And remember, we're going to show you, we're going to fully show you too, who are the people of Saturn. All right, and understand why white people. We're going to show you why white people exist and why Saturn is the god of white people. Because there's a story that goes behind that we haven't been told, that has been wiped out of the Bible. But it shows you bits and pieces of the story. You just got to be able to understand the Bible. And I read the Bible over 15, 20 times, bro. I read the Bible over 15, 20 times. You ready? So boom, here we go. And Saul's servant said unto him, behold, now an evil spirit from God troubleth thee. An evil spirit from God troubleth thee. So once again, we are learning that evil spirits come from God. Wait a minute. And then it says, right? Wait, there's more. The musician David, who later replaced Saul, who was sent to play music to soothe the tormented Saul, had to be protected by God from Saul's attacks on him with a spear while Saul was under the influence of the same evil spirit from God. In 1 Samuel 18 and 10 and 11, 10 through 11. This goes against plain reason. Evil spirits from God, which God? The same fiery, angry killer God who sent evil angels amongst his chosen people and said, I make evil. In Isaiah 45 and 7, 45 and 7, you know, God says that I make good and I make evil. Okay, so here we go. Some Lord this is, sample verses. The Lord shall send upon thee cursing, vexation, and rebuke. The Lord shall make the pestilence cleave unto thee. Isn't pestilence one of the four horsemen? Wait a minute. What about cursing? The Lord could curse you. You cursed by God. You talking about generational curses. When y'all talking about generational curses, those generational curses come from God because the Lord sends cursing upon thee. So wait a minute. The Lord shall smite thee with a consumption and with a fever and with inflammation. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Stop. Stop. I gotta sit. Wait. Wait. Wait, man. See, I'm learning, I'm relearning and going back over this stuff with y'all, man, with new eyes and new goggles on right now. Ooh, drinking that bitter cactus tea. Ooh. Wait a minute, y'all. Wait a minute, y'all. It says, the Lord shall smite thee with consumption and with a fever and with an inflammation. Inflammation is probably like the number one cause of all of the things that's going wrong with us. Ain't it though? Inflammation and with extreme burning. Ain't gonorrhea? Don't they call that when you got gonorrhea, you got an STD, don't they call that getting burnt? Wait a minute. And with the sword, and we take the S off of sword, put it at the end, and we got the words. And now we go back into Bill Gates' Microsoft Word. In the beginning, that was the Word, and the Word was God. In the beginning, there was the Word. So in the beginning, it was the Word, the sword. And Jesus Christ says that in the Bible. Nay, I came not to bring peace. I came to bring a sword. And they call Christ what? The living Word. Wait a minute. That's talking about who? Jesus, they talking about what? Saturn. Uh-oh, here we go. And with blasting, and with mildew, huh? And they shall pursue thee until thy perish. Oh, sorry, y'all. Damn. And they shall pursue thee until thy perish. Uh, Wait a minute. The Lord shall smite thee with madness and blindness. So we're establishing the pattern of behavior, the pattern and behaviors of Saturn. We know chronic ailment, blindness is a chronic ailment. We know that madness is a chronic ailment. We know that smite thee is thou shalt not unalive. Thou shalt not unalive, but he's doing a lot of smiting, right? And pursue thee until you perish. Why does the Lord have to pursue you until you perish? Inflammation, we already know we the number one in obesity. Saturn. Wait a minute, because what said? We already know. So here we go. Beelzebub means Lord of Flies, an alternate biblical name for the devil. If the Lord is not Beelzebub, then why is he sending spectacular, grievous swarms of flies upon the Egyptians, who just so happen to be Africans, or AKA melanated beings? And I keep on telling y'all that we about to show you that the children of Israel are white people. I repeat, the children of Israel are white people. Who is the God of Israel? The gods of Israel, Isis, Ra, El. The gods of Israel, right? That's who? That's Osset, Ra, and Set. Israel. The gods of Israel are who? Black folks, the so-called Egyptians. So understand that this game is 100% rigged, and you got to understand they got y'all to bite into the fact that y'all think y'all are children when y'all are the oldest species on the face of the planet Earth. No, you are not children. You are literal gods in sleep mode. You are gods in sleep mode. I can see all my ancestors standing right here looking at me, applauding me for giving y'all this information, this knowledge, and this wisdom, and this understanding. We are the originals. We are the ancient ones. Understand that the truth shall be told, and it will be told, and it will be told at an easy payment of cost. Right? Beelzebub means Lord of the Flies, or send a swarm of flies throughout the land of Egypt. Right? The Lord, a merciless little one unaliver, or little one Xer outer, or be X not little ones, commanding unalivings. Here go the Lord commanding unalivings. And the Lord said, go ye through the city and smite. Let not your eyes spare, neither have pity. Slay the utterly old and the young, both maids and little children and women. This is Ezekiel 9:4-6. There is no record of a black civilization going in through lands, being merciless, and going through the city and smiting, having no pity on the old or the young, the maids or the little children or the women. There's only one people on the face of the planet that has that as a track record. There's only one people on the face of the planet that has that as a track record. Never forget that. Wait a minute. The Lord even turned people into cannibals, eating their own little ones. I will cause them to eat the flesh of their sons and the flesh of their daughters, and they shall eat every one the flesh of his friend. Jeremiah 19:9. And who has the record? Who holds the top record for eating one another? And who was eating the Egyptians when they were tomb raiding? Let's go. Wait a minute. You ready? Why is the Lord surrounded by thick darkness? He made darkness his secret place, his pavilion. Round about him were dark waters and the thick clouds of the sky. Those dark clouds, that's what? That's Saturn. He is known as the Dark Lord. Understand this. And what is smoke and fire doing coming out of the Lord's nostril and mouth? Right? What's coming out of the Lord's nostril and mouth? There went up a smoke out of his nostrils. The smoke coming out of God's nostrils and fire out of his mouth. Ready? Smoke out of his nostrils and fire out of his mouth devoured. Coals were kindled by it. Wait a minute. That reminds me of a dragon. So you're trying to tell me the God of the Bible is a dragon? This is explained. This is Psalms 18:8. Psalms 18:8. There went up a smoke out of his nostrils and a fire out of his mouth devoured. Coals were kindled by it. Psalms 18:8. His nostrils could blast in 18:15. Psalms 18:15. Kind of sound like the red dragon set to me. It's going crazy out here. Why is the Lord surrounded by thick darkness? He made darkness his secret. Oh, did I read this already? I think I read this already. All right, here we go. My bad, y'all. Boom. More evidence that the biblical Christ is messed up and reversed. It's as messed up and reversed as his dad. Also becomes exposed under the light of the true etymology, especially with the name Melchizedek. Uh-oh. The Bible gives no record of Melchizedek's ancestry, birth, or death. And in fact, hardly any information is given regarding him. Yet Christ is identified several times as a high priest after the order of Melchizedek. In Hebrews 5:10, in Hebrews 6:20, and in Hebrews 7:1-17, as well as in Psalms 110:4, who is simultaneously a king and a high priest. And Abraham, the first biblical Hebrew, paid tithes not to God, but to Melchizedek. And it says, the king of Salem, Jerusalem, the king of Salem, right? Salem is what? The Salem witches? Oh, we ain't gonna talk about that. The king of Salem and priest of the Most High God in Genesis 14:20 and 14, Genesis 14 and 8, Genesis 14 and 20 and Genesis 18. So just who is this mysterious being? The etymology exposes his real identity. The name Melchizedek is derived from two prominent names of the devil. Zedek is derived from Set, Satan, and Satan. Biblical variants include Zadok, Sadak, Sadducee, Zedekah, and Zedekiah. Page 79 lists others. And an Akkadian hymn calls him Satak, sound like attack, right? The supreme ensnarer, based in the Kemet crocodile god Sevek, the ensnarer, capturer. And in the other part is Melchi or Melchi, is a variant spelling of Malak, which means king or prince. As previously shown, Malak was another name of Set. Melchi was the name of two ancestors of Christ. Biblical variants include Malak, Molech, Melech, Malachi, Milcom, and Meliku, Amalek, Imelech, and Hamelech, and Hameleketh, sorry. Boom, and Hameleketh. The true etymology of Melchizedek further exposed. Damn, why did All right, yeah. The true etymology of Melchizedek further exposes and underscores the YT man's biblical Christ as a fraud, counterfeited antichrist. The biblical Christ is disguised as Set, not the Heru, the true Christ. Not the Heru, the true Christ. It is supposed to be and pretends to be. Refer to chapter 11 of this book, especially pages 171 through 177. Massey informs us Sut, aka Set, also appears in the person of Melchizedek. Sut was cast out of Egypt together with his worshippers as the unclean. And that goes back to the story that the Nation of Islam got when it talked about the big head scientist was cast out and he was sent on the island of Patmos with his followers. That go right there. Boom. The unclean. He retained the good character for a while in Israel. Oh, sorry. He retained the good character for a while in Israel. Yet it was known in after times that as Melchizedek, he was of an unclean origin, and by degrees the good Sut, the earliest prince of peace, became the Moloch, the Zud, the adversary, Satan, and the devil of the later theology. In the book of Joshua, we find a disguised version of Melchizedek. His name is Adonai Zedek. Adonai Zedek, having essentially the same meaning as Melchizedek. Adonai means Lord in Hebrew, like Melchizedek was the king of Salem, and we know that Salem is the witches. We know that Salem is, and that's where they get. We're gonna keep it going. though. Wait a minute, I don't want to get off. Adonizedek was the king of Jerusalem. So remember, Melchizedek was the king of Salem, but Adonizedek was the king of Jerusalem, and Jerusalem is just a play on Heru, Salem, because the J. Remember the J is silent, so you put the J silent and go Jerusalem, right? And there go Heru. And in Joshua 10 and 1, I believe. Boom. Now we know why Christ built his church upon. Now we know why Christ built his church upon Satan. I repeat it again. Christ built his church upon Satan. Boom. It's in the Bible. For Jesus actually calls Peter Satan in Mark 8 and 33. The same Peter who denied him 3 times and to whom he declared, "Thou art Peter, and upon this rock I will build my church." Matthew 16 and 16, right? No wonder the church has a history. Oh, wow. No wonder the church, quote unquote, has the history it has and is the way it is. Any church built on Caucasian counterfeit Christianity, Judaism, Islam, Hinduism is built on Peter. More evidence for Peter's diabolical identity is the cross of Peter, an upside down crucifix, which Peter was crucified according to legend. And you know the Satanic Church's cross is the upside down cross. Peter, the cross of Peter. So that's how we know that, the Christian church and the Satanic Church are two different sides of the same coin. And the source, Kemet. For Peter is Set, who was crucified. Thus, the biblical Christ is Set, while professing the reverse, the wolf in sheep's clothing. What does the name Set, Satan, really means? Stone. This is what Rolling Stone. This is what this Rolling Stone magazine is all about, and so on and so forth. Stone, the ST. Remember, there ain't no really not Set is ST, which is right. Stone and rock, the same rock on which the fraudulent biblical Christ built his church, the same rock whom Christ even called Satan, the same rock whom Christ renamed Cephas and translated this as stone. Massey enlightens us. This is Bar, and his name of Soot means a stone. The stone was his special type, right? The stone was his special type. He is called Stonehead. And remember, don't forget about Stonehenge, right? He is called Stonehead and Stone Arm in the ritual as Bar Sutek. He was the destroyer, Bar was likewise the Babylonian Bel, the breaker and destroyer, alluded to by the Hebrew writer Jeremiah in 15 and 23 as the wielder of the hammer of the whole earth. That's that Thor hammer that they be trying to show you. It's all remixed African or all remixed melanated, stole from black folks religious things. Here we go. Signifying stopping and staying. Commit ST is the source of ST, and stone, stay, sit, set, seat, stasis, still, stall, substance, stop, etc. Thus, the stubborn ass was identified with Set. This is why a donkey, you see, a stubborn ass is identified with Set. Who is Set, y'all? Saturn. Okay. A stubborn ass was identified with Set. Massey writes, one of the types of Set is the rock, an image of fixity itself. The meaning of this standing, staying, stopping was embodied in the ancient deities Sut, standard, and stare. Sut is a standard and a stare. Hardness conveys compression. This is why you got to compress your files and compress all of these things. And we live in a world where you got to decompress. Why Set? Compression is the right place. Rocks, metal, etc. equals strength, foundation, something to ST and something to ST and upon, something to stand upon, y'all. So damn, that's crazy. Once again, compression is the right place. It equals strength, foundation, and something to stand upon. As noted in chapter 12 with Gad, compression is the wrong place. Consciousness equals bondage, right? Consciousness equals bondage, decreasing vibration, thus decreasing life, thus pain vibration equals life. The undermining and destruction of will combined with the repression of emotion and an aspect of the will equals inner compression, hardening, becoming like stone-like, thus leading to permanent stopping, death, if not corrected. The supreme healer of all this is accepting and loving one's self. So understand, no, don't compress nothing, man. You ain't gotta compress nothing. You feel me? And Set is the original god of the Caucasian people, specifically the Caucasian Hebrews, and apparently still is the God of the Jews and the Christians and the Muslims, since Judaism is a counterfeit, along with Christianity and Islam, both founded upon Judaism. Hence, secretly, unknown to the believers, their real God is Satan, while professing the opposite. The wolf in sheep's clothing. In Hinduism, the Aryan god Indra is also modeled from the devil as Ahriman, the lord of darkness, the Persian Lucifer. No wonder these religions have history that they have, and no wonder the Lord God, which one complains about his name being defiled. I will make, all right, name being defiled, a power, here you go. Oh, yeah, there you go. My bad. His name being defiled. I will make my holy name known in the midst of my people Israel, and I will not let them who pollute my holy name. I will not let them who pollute my holy name anymore. I will not let them pollute my holy name anymore. My bad. God could legally sue them, right, for grand slander, cosmic slander, except the courts are ran by them. A power-taking king is none other than the royal Caesar, who met earlier as Benjamin, the cancerous crab, whom we also now recognize as the supreme ensnarer. No wonder after birthing him, his mother called him Benani, the son of my sorrow, mourning, then died. Amen Ben is hidden Ben, the disguised darkness brother, Set, to his only full brother, Yosef, the brother of light, aka who? That's Osiris. Yosef is aka Osiris. Both are versions of Set, the Set Heru twin combo, basically. His father, dying Jacob, another version of Set, the devil, says only bad things about Benjamin, comparing him to the thieving wolf he really is, another Caesar. This is why Caesar is a haircut. This is why Rome thing was called Caesar, right? The leader of Rome, he was called the Caesar. The wolf, wolves in sheep's clothing, wearing many disguises. And Solomon, yes, King Solomon, King Sol, amen, or King Sol of the Amen, is another form of Benamin, the devil. King Solomon, another ancestor of the Antichrist, built altars to Moloch or Molech. Solomon's real name, the name given to him by the Lord, was Jedidah. Solomon is soul, solar, sun. Amen is hidden. See, amen is hidden darkness, uh, or the sun lord of darkness. Some interpret this as meaning peace, Salom or Salem. Well, Melchizedek was the king of Salem, hence king of peace. Peace sounds good, doesn't it? Melchi or Moloch, king, sounds good too. Peace was the spoken word to the setting of a dying sun, and to the dying sacrificial victim who impersonated him in the rites that brought forth bread and wine in Genesis 14 and 18. Bread and wine is the Eucharist. Yes, in the Old Testament, before Christ, there was a Eucharist representing the flesh and bread and blood of the consumed sun god. Hence, this piece is apparently identified with or his death. So the communion was in the Old Testament before the New Testament. This has been going on. And I'm about to get on before I get spit on everybody. We're gonna we'll have to do a part two. We'll have to do a part two. You feel what I'm saying? We'll have to do a part two, man. My phone about to die. I'm about to get on before I get spit on. Peace.